The arising concern that a lot of people have about raising children bilingually, especially the preschool year, is based on the conceptualization that the human brain at birth is essentially monolingual. And the reason why come to this occasion? Because often the parents will ask me if they use two languages at home, will their child be confused, because they hearing two languages? And parents are often asked my advice about whether they should use one language on parent role, which is widely known that parents who are raising children bilingually. And the reason why most people think this is a good idea is that it will help to reduce the risks of the children being confused, because they were able to associate each language with the separate speaker. The fear is that both parents use both languages, especially they use both languages interchangeable within the same conversation, within the same sentences. The child will not be able to separate the languages. These guidelines are designed to assist clients to access the free public computers and the Internet in a responsible and informed way. Although all care is taken to ensure a virus-free computer for public use. You will see the service desk after entering the library, and you can have these services at the service desk. There are computers on each floor. You can use computers to access the Internet, check emails, and library catalogs. Follow the orange signs to find printers. Follow the instructions to use the printers. Remember to bring student cards. You can charge the card to use printers.
The first thing I want to argue is that the former civilization is running into pretty profound crisis in its relationships to the rest of nature, which we do and what we have depended on for survival and for flourishing. And this is the most widely and well recognized in relation to climate change, CO2 emissions, greenhouse gas emissions, but I want to argue the certain dangers in the way that has been presented as the central question that we have to address, because ifs interlocked with a number of other crises, that is most noticeably as the crisis in access to fresh water, crisis in access to food, biodiversity loss on a huge scale, and associated problems of human inequality, not just in a common world, but actually in the kinds of environmental resources and pleasures that I can enjoy. So all those together have to be looked at an interconnected set of really deep, profound crises.
The impact on young Australians who are interested in buying a home of their own has been very significant. Australia's housing affordability now shapes the typical housing cycle or housing career, as some people call it. Most Australians in the normal course of events are people who move through the housing cycle in a way that matches the stages of life that they're at. So, they move out of the family home in their late teens or early 20s as they gain their independence from their families. Then they rent-save for a home they can afford as either a group, or maybe a couple. And maybe they can upgrade it when they have a family in their middle age. They are more than likely to have paid off their mortgage. And that means they have housing security in their old age. That's no longer the typical housing cycle for Australians. Young people generally live at home for much longer than they once did. They generally rent for longer and they're more likely to be saddled with a mortgage not just into their middle age but more often than not into their retirement as well. In fact, in 2006, 65,000 retiree households were still paying off the mortgage. Affordable rent is also an elusive right around Australia. We have very low rental vacancies. We see high turnover as landlords want to maximize their profits in tight market, and we see less long-term or lifelong rental, as we see in other countries and other economies.
He says innovation equals invention. Let me just stop here. Innovation equals invention. Often people mistake these two things for the same thing. Innovation equals invention, they are not. Innovation is something that generates value for the world. It makes something faster, better, cheaper. It gives someone some great satisfaction. An invention is an idea, a technology, a patent. In and of itself, it does not generate value. So these two are not the same thing. And sometimes you see them interchange. And that's not correct. So innovation equals invention times commercialization. So and when we look at this equation of innovation, something of value, it requires a new idea and then it requires someone or some organization that is going to commercialize that idea. and to make it of value to the world.
If you did, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more PTE-related content. Don't forget to leave a comment below letting me know what you think, or if you have any questions. Thanks for watching. I will meet you soon at our next video.